I repeat once again. I repeat once again. I repeat once again. We are discussing today what permission. So in Linux, permission can be applied by using three methods: basic file permission, access control list, and advanced file feature, advanced file permission. So first we are discussing basic file permission. So basic file permission means first the definition of permission. So permission means what? It is a collection of settings which is applied on the network to make our network secure, so that only authorized users can access and unauthorized users cannot access. So like we have discussed, uh, in Windows, permission is applied what? On security level and sharing level. So same way in Linux, by default admin data is secure with the help of one universal mask value which is called umask value, So with the help of that, what happens? Whenever admin creates any files and folder, those data nobody can modify and nobody can delete. This is the security. And the sharing level is done here through NFS and Samba. These are the services through which sharing is done. But our main focus is on how to apply the permission. So for that, we need to understand the attributes of the permissions. So can I go to the next slide? Can I go to the next slide now? You want to take a snapshot of this, then we'll go to the next. Okay, I'm going to the next now. So here, our most important thing for today is what? How to check the properties, which is also called attributes of the files and folder. So we already discussed that if you created a files or folder, how do you check it? By using the ls. But how do you check the properties of a file or folder? ll. We'll use what? ll. Or we can also use ls space hyphen l. So it will show you the properties of all the files and folder present in your working directory. But if I want to check the property of a file or particular folder, then I can use one command called ls space hyphen ld, that file name or folder name. I repeat once again, in Linux, to check the properties or the attributes of a file or folder, we have a command called ll or ls hyphen l. So when you use ll or ls hyphen l, shows the properties of all the files and folder present in your directory. But if you want to check the property of only one file or one particular directory, then you have to use the command ls space hyphen ld space the file or folder name. So till now we discussed how to identify files and folder with the help of property. We just discussed two things: first character and last name. But in between the first character and last name, there are so many other things. So I said that thing we will discuss in permission class. So that is what we are going to discuss now. So here, report is a file or folder. Anybody tell me? Report. So we are checking the property of a particular file or folder. So for that, ls space hyphen ld space reports. Report is a file or folder. How do you know it? Yes, very nice. It is a file, because you can see the first character here is what? Hyphen. So we know this first character and last name, but in between there is so many other things are there. So this is what we are going to discuss in today's session called permission. So now here the first character indicate what? Whether it is a file or folder. So if your first character is hyphen, it means it is a file. If it is a first character is D, means it is a directory. But after the first character, there are so many other things. So after the first character, what is there? That is called permission. That is called permission of the file or folder. So up to this is the permission. So remember, up to this is the permission. After the permission, you have the space. Then the next thing. What is the next thing here? It is called links. What it is called? It is called links. It is you can also call it a link value because we discussed in yesterday's session. User is identified with the help of username as well as UID. Same way, files and folder are identified with the help of their name as well as with the link name, with the link value. So we discussed like UID UID indicate what? A unique ID for a user. GID indicate a unique ID for the group. Same way, whenever a file are created, that will be understood by the operating system with the help of link value. So by default, if a link value is 1, means it is a file. If it a link value is 2, means it is a directory. So here, report is a file. So that's why the link value is what? 1. If it is a directory, it will come 2. In some cases, you may find the link value is 3. So if it is 3 means it is a folder. Inside the folder, there might be a file or folder. So by default, file link value is 1, folder 2. If it is more than 2, then you need to understand inside the folder, there might be a file or folder. If it is 4 value, suppose inside the folder, there might be 2 files or 2 folder or 1 file, 1 folder like this. Next value is called owner. So generally in Linux, owner means what? Creator of the file. In simple word, owner means in Linux, creator of the file. Example, this report is created by the root user. So who will be the owner of this file? Root. Suppose I, as a user one, log in and created a file. So I'll be the owner of that file. So in owner place, U1 name will appear. So whichever user creates a file, that user is called the owner of the file. Next, next, we discussed yesterday in group with what name you have a user, with same name you will have a primary group name. Owner name and owner primary group name will be always same. Next, the size in bytes. So how much data you write in the file or folder, that much it will show in bytes. Next one, the date and time of that file or folder. Last one is the name. Now you please tell me anyone out of this so many fields or properties, which one you find most important field or property? Out of this, according to you, the most important field is which one? Which one is the most important thing? Yeah, correct answer is permission. Yes, very nice. Here, the complete fields or the complete attributes are dependent on this parameter. Which one? The first one, permission. Now we are going to focus on. Now we are going to focus on what? Permission. So now our our main focus is what? On the first field because all other things are dependent on permission. So now, if you can able to see it quite clearly, the thing which is in something like a circle or elliptical, how many characters are there? Can you count, including the type? So that I can ask you the question. Permission consists of how many characters? Can anybody tell me that answer? Permission consists of how many characters? You count including the type. Total elliptical circle. Elliptical. It's very nice. Your eyesight is very good, all of you. So permission consists of what? 10 character. Permission consists of how many character? 10 characters. So that is what we are going to focus now. So if anybody want, please take a snapshot of this slide. Then I'll go to our main focus will be on permission. So if you are done, can I go to the next slide? I'm going to the next slide. Only the owner or root can change the permission. Who can change the permission? This is the default permission. So who can change the permission? Only root. Only root or owner can change the permission. So now I'm going to the next slide now. So permission basically consists of 10 character. So in this, first character will show whether it is a file or folder by using by the character. If it is hyphen means file. If it is D means direct. Then next one is what? After you leave the first character shows the identification or it is used to identify whether it is file or folder. So out of 10 character, first character is used for identification. Now how many are remaining now? 9. So this 9 is divided into 3 categories. 9 is divided into 3 categories. So each category contain now how many characters? Each character contain now, sorry, each category contain how many characters? 3. So the first 3 characters shows you the permission of the owner. First 3 characters shows you the permission of owner. Owner means creator of the file. And the symbol for owner is what? U. Owner is represented as what? U. Then the next 3 permission shows you the permission of the group members. So whenever you created the group and added the user into the group, so those group members will get middle 3 permission. Remember, first 3 permission will be for the owner. Next 3 permissions will be for the group members. And the last 3 will be the permission for others. So owner is represented as U, group members are represented as G, and others is represented as O. O means what? Others. What do you mean by others? What do you mean by others? Others means except owner and group members, users, rest of the users are called others. I repeat, suppose root is the owner. So root is the creator of the file. So root will be the owner. So suppose I have 10 users, U1, U2, U3 up to U10. I added U1, U2, U3 in group. So how many remaining users are there? U5 up to U10. So they are not the owner of the file and they are not in the group. So those rest of the users who are not the owner and not in the group, those users are called others. So did you understood everybody? I repeat, owner means creator. Group members means users which you have added into the group. Yesterday we discussed how to add the users into the group. And the users who are not the owner of the file are not inside the are not belonging to the group member. Those users are called others. Rest of the users who are not the owner of the file are not in the group. They are called others. So can I hope that you understood that this 3 terminology? Because if you understand this, you will understand the permission. Okay, thanks for your response. So now I repeat once again, the permission consists of 10 character. In that first character indicate whether it is a file or folder. Then remaining 9 characters are equally divided into 3 categories. So each category will have 3 characters. So the first 3 characters shows you the permission of owner. Next 3 categories will shows you the next 3 characters shows you the permission for group, and the last 3 characters will show you the permission for others. So here the permission is given in the 3 categories. Permission is given by using 3 terms. Permission consists of 10 characters, which consists of again 3 categories. In category, permission is given by using 3 terms. So what is the 3 terms we use to give the permission? They are read, write and execute. So here R indicate read, W indicate write, X indicate execute. Okay. So now if you have taken the snapshot of this, I'll move to the next slide. go to the next slide. So here, permission is given by using three terms. What are they? Read, write, execute. And the permission is modified in Linux by using two methods. They are called absolute method and symbolic. So what is meant by absolute method means, or mode means, when the permission is changed by using the numbers, then it is called absolute mode. When the permission is changed by using the alphabets, then it is called symbolic mode. So I repeat once again, permission is given by using three terms: read, write, execute. So permission can be changed by using two methods. They are called absolute method or mode, or symbolic method. Symbolic. So when the permission is given by using alphabets, the permission is given by using the alphabets, then it is called, then it is called, then it is called what? If the permission is given by using the alphabet, it is called symbolic mode. When the permission is modified by using numbers, then it is called absolute mode. So here, read value is what? Read value is what? 4. Write value is what? 2. And execute value is what? Read value 4. Write value 2. Execute value 1. This is constant. So using this, we will change the permission as per our requirement. So we can change the permission in Linux by using either alphabets or by numbers. So for read, what is the alphabet? R. For write, W. For execute, X. Whereas the value for read is 4. Whereas for write, 2. For execute, 1. These are constant. Okay. Now, before we change the values, let me show you. Before I change the value, let me show you what. So here. So this is the most important table in permission. So suppose when root is created the file, this is the default permission for file. When root creates the directory, this is the default permission. When any other user other than root created a file, this will be the permission. And when the directory is created by other user, then this is the default permission. This is the default. So how to convert the permission from the alphabet to numbers? I'll show you one example, then you can understand. So I'll show you here. Just give me a minute. So let me first log in the administrator. See here. Now let me log in the administrator, which I did. Opening the terminal. So when you check the files and folder, we use ls. But when you want to check the properties, ll. It will show the properties of all the files and folder. So let me create one new file. file is I'm writing something. Saved it, Control D. I want to check the properties of a particular file. Then I'll use what ls space hyphen ld, the file or folder name. See here. So here you can see this is the default permission of the file. So here first character is hyphen. These are the total 10 characters. First one file hyphen means link value 1. Now if I create a folder, let me create one folder. I want to check a property of a particular folder. Now see, first character D, link value 2, owner, group owner, this. So now we are discussing this. So when admin creates a file, this is called what? Default permission. And when admin creates a directory, this is the default permission. In the table, it is written that same thing. Now, how to convert these alphabets into number, I'll show you. So just give, I'll show. Just give me a minute. Just a minute. Okay. So now I'll explain you. See here, how to convert. So when admin creates a file, it will be like this. Default, when admin creates a file, 10 character will be like this. So this is 10 character. First character is used for identify. Then three characters. So first three characters is for owner. Owner symbol is what? This is symbol for group member. Others. Now here it means the owner is having read write but no execute. Group members by default is having what? Only read but no write, no execute. Whichever is hyphen means it is not there, that one. Here others also having only read but no write, no execute. How to convert it? So here read value is what? So permission is given, remember here, permission is given by read write execute. So how do you convert it? Decimal into binary like this. 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, power of 2 means 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2. So 2 to the power of 0 is what? 1. So that is for execute. So 2 to the power of 1 is 2. That is for write. Then 2 to the power of 2 means it is 4. That is for whom? So that's why read value is what always 4 is constant. W means 2. Execute means what? 1. Now, using this, you can see here how to convert. So you have to take not all 10, 3, 3. First one you have to leave. Now here, this is right means 4. Sorry, read 4, write 2. Execute is not there. Whichever is not there, you have to take 0. Now here, 4, 0 plus 0, 4 plus 0 plus 0. So what is the value now you can say? This 4 plus 2 plus 0 is what? 6. 4 plus 0 plus 0 is what? 4. 4 plus 0 plus 0 is what? 4. So when root creates a file, this is the default permission you by default you will get it. Now when root creates a directory, it will be like this. Now how to convert it? Give the first character. Then here 4 plus 2 plus 1. How much it is? 7. How much it is? 4. You have to divide 3, 3. Don't combine all the 3. If somebody asks what is the permission of the root created file, you should say 644. You should never say 14. So first permission is for owner, next permission is for group, last permission is for other. That is for file default. When it creates a directory, first permission will be what? Read, write, execute means 7. Here, whichever is not given, you have to take 0. Don't minus. So 4 plus 0 plus 1, how much? 5. Now here, 4 plus 0 plus how much? 5. When root creates a directory, what is the permission? 755. So always remember, to not write any order. It is only the order will be there. First number always will be for owner. Next number will be always for group. Always number last for others. So this is for root created files and folder. Understood now? Same thing. Now you can see same thing. Can you able to hear me? Is it okay now? So shall I need to explain once more or you understood? Somebody said your voice was slow. Is it okay? Others? Or can I need to I need to explain once more? Now it is okay? The voice? I'll speak a little bit loudly. Will it now it's okay? So okay now? I checked it here. I'm asking everybody. It is okay? My voice now? So did you understood this concept? Did you understood this concept? How it is 644 and 755? Okay, thanks. Okay. The same thing you can find in the slide now. So here this is the important table. You can see here whenever root creates a file, what is the default permission now? First letter is not given for file hyphen. So you divide 3 3. So how much it will be? 644. For directory first will be D, not given here. So 3 3 3. So 7 5. For any other user, it will be first letter will be what? D. So you divide first 3 3. So when any user other than admin creates a file, what is the default permission? 6 6 664, and for directory 775. I'll show you once more. I'll show you once more. Suppose now it is a user other than admin created a file. First letter will be hyphen. Will be like this. It is a file. tell me what will be the permission here? Again, I'll explain you. Remember, this is the default value. Read value 4, write value, execute value 1. Now here, give the first character here. 4 plus 2 plus 0. How much it is? 6. Here. 4 plus 2 plus 0. How much? 6. Here. 4 plus 0 plus 0. How much? 4. So what is the answer now? When any other user other than root creates a file, what is the permissions? 6. Sorry. 6, 664. First number is always for owner. Second number is for group member. Last number for others. When suppose any other user other than administrator creates a directory, then first character will be D. Then this will be like this. How much it will be? 4 plus 2 plus 1. So how much is 7? This one 4 plus 2 plus 1. How much? 7. Don't minus it, only add. Whichever is not there, the sequence order should be like this. Read, write, execute. So here read is there but no write. So you have to take that as 0. Execute 1. So how much? 7. Same thing I said. Same thing I said in the slides here. Root creates a file. The default permission will be what? 644. When admin creates a directory, the default permission will be what? 755. When any other user other than admin creates a file, this is what? Extra thing. Read write. Here only read. Here read write. So you will get what? 664. For directory 775, which I explained to you. So did you understood now others? Everybody understood now? Okay. Thanks for your response now. Let us go to the practical. So this is what default you will get it. But how to change it? So to change it, we have to use one command. We have to use what? One command. That is chmod, means change mode. Then you write the permission as per your requirement. That permission can be changed by using alphabets or numbers. And the last should be what? Your file name or folder name. Okay. So this is how you will change the permission. Chmod. Then the middle permission can be given by alphabets or number. Last, for which file or folder you are changing the permission. So I'll show you practically how to change it. I'll show you both method, numbers and alphabet. Whichever you find easier, you okay. So can we proceed with the practical? You understood this? So those who want to take the snapshot, please take the snapshot of this important table. This is the default. Now I'll show you how to change it as per your requirement. So now I'll begin with the practical now. I'll begin with the practical now. Let us go to our practical. This is my file. So now you can see, as admin, I created a file today. What name? Red Hat. So what is the default permission I was getting? How to check? You know already how to create a file and folder. So once again, I'm creating file. Same thing will be there for folder permission. Same concept apply for the folder. So I'm showing you the practical with file. Same thing you can do. You know how to create a folder, mkdir folder, same concept. Now next, writing something. Save the file. So how to check the file? ls. You can see one file with the name Red Hat. Now to check the properties of a particular file, all file means like this, ll or ls-l. But I want only one particular file permission. Then ls space -ld space. You can see. So now you tell me What is the default permission of this file? Admin created file. Count and tell me. I've shown you the practice. Understood? Yes, answer is there. Now I want to change it. So how to change it? Chmod. What we have to use? Chmod. Change permission. Now all of you please see the screen. If I'm giving say suppose 1, I'm giving the permission 1. So what will be the permission now? 1 means what? If I'm giving permission 1, 1 is for whom? First number is for whom? Is execute for whom? First number is always for whom? First category. First category is for whom? Owner. Owner. Last category will be for others. Yes, who is the owner? Root created the file, so root will be the owner of the file. Now, in place of say suppose 1, I'm giving what? 2. In place of 1, so suppose I'm giving 2. Then what will be the permission now? What will be the permission now? 2 means. 2 means what? No, I did not return like this. I did not return like this. If I write this number, then this is 2. Second number, I'm writing only on the owner category. So now for owner, I have given 2. So now what will be the permission for owner? Yes, right. It is for owner. First number means in place of 1, I have written first number as 2. Understood? Yes. Now in place of 2, suppose I have given it 3. In place of 2, now I have given 3. Now what will be the permission for owner? This is for owner only we are discussing. Now tell me, what will be the thing for the owner? What is the permission for owner? Yes, anybody? 3 means what now? 3 means what? Somebody said read, write, execute. No. Write and execute. Yes, very nice. I thought you will say cannot be assigned because the values are what? 2, 4, 1. But here it is 3. 3 is a combination of what? 2 plus 1. So 3 is a combination of what? 2 plus 1 means write and execute. So 3 means what? Not 4 to 1. 3 means what? 2 plus 1. So you have to use only 3 values. 4, 2, 1. So 3 means it is a combination of 2 plus 1. So 2 plus 1 means 2 is a value for write and execute. Understood now? Okay, fine. So let me check you more. Now in place of 3, I am giving owner as what? 4. Now tell me. Owner is getting what value? What permission? Yes, now some of you started understanding. Yes, it's correct. Read. Now in place of 4, I have given so suppose example 5. Then what happens? 5 means what now? I'm getting answers. Yes, very nice. So you understood now, most of the people. Yes, 5 means what? Read and execute because 5 is what? 4 plus 1. So you have to use only these 3 values 4, 2, 1. Because read value is 4. How it is 4? I told you 2 to the power of 2. Now in place of 4, suppose I have given 6. Suppose I have given 6. Then what happens? 6. Yes, 6 means what? Yes, read and write. Very nice. given say suppose 7. I given 7. Now 7 means what now? 7 means what? Read, write, execute, all the three. Now suppose I given 4. Sorry, 8 now. Not 4, sorry. I given 8. I given 8. Then what happened? 8 means what happened? 8 means what? I'm getting some answers, but I'm waiting for others. 8 means what permission? 7 means you have given read, write, execute. Now 8 means what? I'm getting answers, but still I'm waiting maximum people to give the answer. Still I'm waiting. Yes, that is the correct answer I got from most of the people. So the answer is what? Cannot assign more than 7 because more than 7 is not possible because I'll explain you here. So what is the highest permission you can give? Permission consists of 3 categories. What are those 3 categories? Read, write, execute. So maximum you can give in the category what? Read, write, execute. So what is the highest value? Read, write, execute 7. So owner 7 means highest for group also you can give 7. For others also you can give maximum read, write, execute. More than that is not possible. So what is the highest value we can think over and give it? 777. Whether it is a file or folder. Highest value is what? 777. More than 7 if you give, it cannot be assigned. Why? Because permission consists of 10 characters. The 10 characters, 3 characters are used for permission. Those 3 characters consist of only what? Read, write, execute. So read, write, execute is what? 4 plus 2 plus 1. How much it is? 7. If you give 8, we'll say not, it cannot be assigned because we'll have only 3 characters and those 3 characters only can be read, write, execute. You cannot say like 8 means read, read. What is the use of read, read double time giving? Okay, understood now, everyone? Everyone understood? Thanks for your response. Okay. Today most of the people are very active compared to you yesterday, day before yesterday, on Saturday. Okay, my voice is okay now? Are you able to hear properly, everyone? Okay, fine. Okay. Now, now maximum I increased my volume. So speaking loudly also. Is it okay now? Is it okay now, everybody? Okay, thank you. Now let me go to the practical now. So now I want to change the value. So how to change it? So suppose I'm changing like 7, 8 I cannot give, 7 I given. I've given so suppose 5. Now what will be the permission for group now? 7 I mentioned now. What will be the permission for group now? First number is for owner, next number is for group. So owner is getting what? Read, write, execute. Read, write, execute. And 5 is for what? Next number. After first number, next number is for group. So now group members will get what permission? 5 means very nice. Read and execute. Now in the last, I am giving what? The last, I am giving what? 6, I suppose. So now it is what? Owner will be having what permission? Now tell me, owner will be getting what permission? If I apply this, owner will be getting what permission? Owner, I am asking. Owner will be getting very nice. Read, write, execute. Group members? Group members getting what? Read and execute, yes. And the others will be getting? Others will be getting what? Right. Yes. This means you understood. Now, at the last will be what? Your file or folder name. Same thing applied for folder also. Just the name of the folder you have to write in place of file. Now you can check whether it is changed or not. So previously, it was what? 644. Now it has changed to what value? Tell me. Now it has been changed to what value? Tell me. It has changed to what value now? It has changed to what value now? 756. Very nice. 756. Now you find one important thing here. When we create a file, text file, by default color of the file is black. But now the color of the file is changed to what? Green. So what the green represent in Linux? What the green represent in Linux? Black represent what in Linux and green represent what in Linux? So the answer for that is what? Very important interview question this. So, red in Linux, sorry, red in Linux represent compressed file, compressed. And black represent what? Black represent what? No, now I'll change it. Ram has given one answer, changes. So now I'll just give one more thing here. I'm changing the permission here. 6. I change the permission. Now the color of the file you find is what? Still black. So that's what I'm asking. The green represent what in Linux? Very important thing. Green represent what in Linux? Now I modified it. Still the color is black. So green represent what in Linux? Yes, that is the answer. Somebody said very nicely. Executable. So when the file, by default in Linux, the file is created without execute permission. So the black represent what? Without execute permission. But when you give execute permission to any one of the category, whether it is owner, group or others, the color of the file changes to green. So in Linux, green represent executable file. Executable means which you can run. Executable means you can run. And black represent what? Only a text file without execute permission. And green represent it is a file with execute permission. Means a file which you can execute. So by default file is without execute. But if you want, you can give the execute permission. Understood now? So whenever you see the green, it means it is executable file. Green means what? Executable file which you can run or execute. Okay, done. Another using numbers. Same thing, I can change it by using what? Alphabets also. I can change the permission even by alphabets. So how to change the permission using alphabet? I'll show you. Now chmod, chmod, chmod. Now first number is for owner. So now I'm giving here what? For owner it was read write. Now I'm giving read write execute. Now group members only read. Now I'm giving others as read execute. Sorry. Then the file. Now you can see. Now you tell me what is the value now. You tell me in terms of numbers so that I can get confirmation how far you understand. So before asking only somebody written very nice. Yes, it's 745. So I'm very impressed with the way you are expounding all of you. Black represent non-text means non-executable file. Black represent non-executable file, text file. But green represent it is a text file with execute permission. If it is red means it is a compressed file. Okay. So this is about, so you can change the permission using by numbers as well as alphabets. I hope most of the people are clear with this concept. Okay. So now I'll go to the next concept. The next concept is what? Now the permission is changed. The owner is what? Root. The owner is what? Root. And the group is getting what permission? Only read. The others are getting read and execute. So this is the permission I have on the file. Now I'll apply the permission to the group. Now I'll apply the permission to the group. So let me again change it. So permission I'm changing like this: 7, 5, 6. So this is the permission. So the group members are getting only read and execute. Others are getting read, write, and the owner, that is the root, is getting read, write, execute. Now let us apply the permission to the group, because group is created to apply the permissions. So let me create the group again. So group add any group of choice. I'm creating with this name. Now the group should have the users. So let me have how many users. Let me check. Users will be there in slash home. So some users are there like this already. So now let me add these users into the group. So I'm having 4 users. Now I'm adding first 2 users into the group. So other 2 users, L3 and L4, you know how to create the user. Yesterday we discussed. User add any name of your choice. This is how you will create a users. So users will be there default in the slash home. So 5 users are there. And K user is also there. I'm leaving the K user as it is. Now I'm adding first 2 users into the group, multiple users. So I want L2 and L1 and L2 get same permission. So I will be adding those users into the group. So yesterday we discussed how to add the users into the group. G pass WD multiple users, capital M L1 comma L2, in which group? Linux. Now how many group members are there in the Linux? You can check. Yesterday we discussed grep Linux etc group. So 2 users are there. So now naturally, what should happen now? This is our permission of the file. For Red Hat file we are applying. So now ideally these L1 and L2 should get read execute, but they will get then write. Why? Why they will get read? Because we have given the permission to group what? Given the permission to group what? This is the permission to group till 3. Read and execute. But the group members L1 and L2 will get read and write. Why this happens? So the important point here is what? Why this happen means here. This is the owner name. This is your group owner name. So by default, group owner name is what? Root. But our group name is we have changed. We changed the group owner name. We created our group with what name? Linux. So here, when you apply the permission to the group, in the group owner name, your group name should come, because this is the permission applied to the to which group? Which group? Primary group. But you have created your own secondary group. So in place of primary group name, your name should appear. Then only the permission will apply to the secondary group. That is the primary group name. But you have created secondary group. So that secondary group name should appear in the in this place, in the root group name. Then only the permission will apply to your group members. So for that, how to change this group owner name to your group name? For that, we have a command called chgrp. What is the command we have? chgrp. Chgrp stands for what? Change the group owner. Because here it was a primary group name, but your group is secondary. So you need to change the group owner to from primary to secondary. How to change it? chgrp, your group name. What is the group I created now? Linux. For which file we are doing this? For the file called Red Hat. Now you see here. Now the group owner name has been changed from the primary to your secondary group name. Now whichever users are there in Linux department, they'll get the middle permission. Middle permission is for group, that is read and execute. Understood now? So when you apply the basic file permission, you need to change the primary group name to your secondary group name. Then only the permission will apply to the group members. Otherwise, the group members will be getting others permission. Even though they are in the group, but they will get others permission when you don't change the primary group name to your secondary group name. How to change? This is the command. Here grp group name, then for which file or folder you are changing the permission or changing the owner, group owner, that name you have to write. So I hope you understood this. Yes, everybody understood about this. Our next concept is what? Suppose next concept is what? I created one user with any name, suppose Ravi. Now tell me, once I create a new user for this file called Red Hat, this Ravi user comes under which category? Owner, group owner, or others? I just created a user. Now you tell me Ravi user comes under which category? Owner, group owner, or others? Yes, it will comes under others because I did not add that into the group. If I add, then it will be group member. If I uh, if that user creates a file, then that will be the owner. But the company requirement is the company said Ravi is a team leader. You give him the owner permission for this file. He's working on a project. He's a team leader. You give him the owner permission for this. To the administrator, they said. Now, how do you change the owner of the file? So for that, we have a concept called CHOWN. What is the command we can use? CHOWN means change the owner. Now, who is the actual owner of the file till now? Root. But my requirement, Ravi should be made the owner of the file so that he will get read, write, and execute permission instead of only read, write. How I can change the owner of the file? We have a command called CHOWN. That is called change the ownership of the file. Then after change owner, you have to write the name of the user to whom you want to give the ownership. Next, the file name. Next is what? The file name. Now you can see here who will be the owner of the file. You can see here. Who is the owner of the file? Who is the owner of the file? Ravi. So now Ravi will get what permission? Read, write, execute. What permission they'll get? Write, execute. Now in this one important thing you have to remember. Now still Ravi is having read, write, execute permission. But when you log into the Ravi, he cannot read the file. Why? I'll tell you. How to log in with the user now? SU Ravi. But he cannot read the file. He's having full permission. But he still cannot read the file Red Hat. Why? I'll explain to you next. We'll say permission denied. Why? The answer is what? Come back to admin. So for extra security, in all Linux, all folders is created with what? 755 permission. But the admin data is very important. So admin data is stored where? In the admin data is stored in /root. So just now the root has created the file Red Hat in /root. So by default, /root is a directory. So except /root directory, all directories are created with what permission? 755. But this directory is created with what permission? 550 means no user can enter into the root directory by default. Only root have the privileges. Root can do anything, but no other user can enter the root file. So if you have created a file inside the root, inside the /root, and you want the user to access that file, you need to change your permission of the /root folder from 550 to 755. Then only users can able to enter into the /root. If you give users read write also, they cannot read the file because the file is inside the /root. So first admin has to give the permission for the users to enter into the /root. They will never give 777. If you give 777 on /root means those users who are having read write permission, they can delete the admin file. But still if you give 755 means even the user who is having read write, they cannot delete the admin created file. They can only read and write, but they cannot delete the file. So this is the extra security you have in Linux. Now I given the permission to users to enter. Now the Ravi can read the files. Ravi can read the file. What is the file name? Red Hat. Now he can also write it also. Given him read write permission. One line was there. He is adding some one more line. Now you can save it. You can check. Now my scenario is little bit different. So now I'm taking what the permission for everybody as what? 0. Permission for everybody I've given what? 0. Now you tell me, can Ravi read the file? Let us see. Who is the owner of the file? First, let me check that. Who is the owner of the file? Who is the owner of the file? Ravi. No, now, can Ravi read the file? Can Ravi read the file? Red Hat. Data is there, but he can't read because what permission is there on the file? 0, 0. Now, my question is, now, this file called Red Hat, for this file called Red Hat, root comes under which category? Owner, group owner, or others? That is the question. Important question, interview pointer. Now, root comes under which category? Owner is Ravi. Linux is a department. So in Linux, who are the user? L1 and L2. They are the group members, so they'll get group permission. What about the others? Rest of the users. But my doubt is, the root comes under which category? Owner, group owner, or others? No answers. I'm getting the answers like owner. What is the owner permission? What is the owner permission? 0. Now, can the root log in and read the file? Let us try to log in as a root. I already log in as a root. Now, can the root user read the file? Because right now, who is the owner? Ravi. So, owner is having what permission? 0. So, Ravi cannot read the file. But now, can the root read the file? Yes or no? Then what do you mean by then owner? Owner permission is 0, but you are saying root is the owner. Root permission, owner permission I given 0. So root should not read the file. So let me see here. Root is able to read or not. For everybody I given 0. But let me try to read. But he's trying to read. Let me try to add something. Overwritten, yes. One command is written. So how to execute the file? sh red hat. So ls means it's something like ls. Is able to do everything. So from this, what you understood, tell me what you understood from this. I'm asking about the root. Ravi is the owner of the file. He is not the group owner. Ravi is not a group owner. Ravi is the owner of the file. Linux is a group owner. Here. So from this, what you should understood is that this is very important point. Please remember. So from this, what you have to understand is that you want to understand the permission. Simple one line is the king of the operating system. So root is the, I repeat, root is the king of the operating system. So root never comes under categories. Root never comes under category. You write the root name anywhere. Now I'll change the ownership to the root. I'll change the ownership to the root. How to change? HOWN file called Red Hat. So for the owner, what is the permission? For the owner, what is the permission? It's still no permission, but still root can read the file. He can read the file. Yeah. He can add anything. So from this, what you understood? You write the root name anywhere in any category, but root will always have what? Full access. So if anybody asks you, root comes under which category, you should say root never comes under category. Root is beyond the category. But he can apply any restriction permission to root user. Root is beyond the permission. So something like a king. So root is something like a king. For the king's rules are there? No. So if you are a like more believer in the God, you can use even the word called root is something like a God as per the operating system in Linux. Is there any rules applied to the God? Permissions applied to the God? No. So like this way, you can think so much privileges you will have the root Linux. So now, did you understood what I'm trying to stress here? The point. My focus was just to show you that root never comes under category. Root is beyond the category. Root is beyond the permission. But you can apply any permission to root. You write the root name in any category, owner, group owner, or others, but still it will have full access for every files and folder. Whoever creates it, whether root creates the file or anybody else, root will always have full access. So something like a God he is. I should use the word not he or she. Because something like depending upon the user. Administrator is login as a she, you can say she. The administrator is login as a he, you can say he. Okay. So by default, root is what? King of the operating system, or you can say God of the operating system. So no restriction to root. Clear with this point? All of you clear with? Okay, thank you everyone. So now the problem in the basic file permission is what? If you have two groups, then you cannot use the basic file permission, because when you give the permission to the group, you have to change the group name. So how many group name you can give? Only one. This is one problem in basic file permission. Second problem, in the group, the basic file permission, you cannot give the permission according to the users. You can give the permission according to the category, owner, group owner, and others. But sometime you may get a scenario, you have to give three different users, three different permission. Then you cannot use, or four users, four different permission. Then you cannot use basic file permission. So that type of things can be done by using the other policy. That policy is called access control list. So without understanding basic file permission, you cannot understand access control list. So that's why I shown you first. That's why I shown you first what? Basic file permission. Now my requirement is like this. So basic file permission gives the permission through categories like owner, group owner, and others. And in the group, you can have only one group. So there means you cannot apply basic file permission. And if you have to give the permission not categories wise but user wise, then you cannot apply the basic file permission. At that time you can go for access control list. Now I'll show you access control list. So basically access control list is used to apply different permission for different users and different groups simultaneously. To any number of users, to any number of groups, you can apply permission by using the ACL. ACL is very simple, very effective. So I'll show you now ACL. So let us try to understand one scenario here. So let me understand, take one scenario here. So I have here a file. That file is created by the root. Now the file name is what? Red Hat. So in this machine, I have three users. But my requirement as per the company, one should get only read, should get read write, they should not get any permission, nil permission. So now if I create a user, this will exist in what? Others. If I create a group, I can add this user. If I want to make a owner, only one thing. So how I'll achieve this task now? At that time I cannot use the basic file permission. At that time I need to apply on this file what? Different permission for different users mean. I need to apply the permission, the AC access control. So to implement the access control list, which can be used to apply different permission to any number of users, different permission for different users, and different permission for different groups, any number of users, any number of groups. So to apply the ACL, we have to use one command, set FSCL. This is to apply the ACL. To check the ACL, we have a command called get FSCL. So using this command, apply the ACL. So I repeat once again, ACL is ACL is used to apply different permission for different users and group. Whereas the basic file permission is used to apply the permission on categories wise. Like I have 100 users. All 100 users should get same permission, means basic file permission are used. No need to create the group, because by default the users are existing in all users existing others. So just give the permission on others over. Suppose my machines, there are about 100 users. One scenario to explain you the importance of basic file permission. 100 users, the company said they should get read, write, execute permission for a file called Red Hat. So in normal scenario, I need to create a group, add those 100 users, then apply the permission. But in this, I doesn't have to do anything in basic file permission. All users should get read write execute for a file. So file will be created with these permissions. Just change the permission like this. Chmod 647 Red Hat. No need to create the group. By default, all users will be existing like others. So they'll get this permission. No need to create the group. So this is the advantage of basic file permission. But now my scenario is not this. This. Three different users should get three different permissions. Then I'll use on that what? ACL. So understood in which scenario will go for basic file permission and in which scenario will go for ACL? Yes, because you need to understand the concept. Yes, did you understood everyone? I said I have 100 users. So for 100 user, I need to give read write execute permission. So will you apply ACL or will you apply the basic file permission? Basic file permission, because once you create a user, by default it comes under which category? Users. If they are not the owner of the file and not added into the group, by default exist what? Others. So just give the 7 permission for others. Over. So this is the advantage with the basic file permission. But now my scenario is out of 100 users, I want U1 to get read write. U3 should get no permission. Then can I apply the permission using basic file permission? No. At that time I'll use what? ACL. ACL is used to apply different permission for different users and different groups. Whereas basic file permission is used to apply permission based on categories like owner, group owner, others. Understood now? Okay. So let me go with the ACL. Let me go with the ACL. So now this is my requirement. The user should get three different permission. So what should I do now? What should I do? Apply the ACL. So to apply the ACL, we need to use a command called set FSCL. What is the command? Set FSCL. So let me first create three users. My requirement is the three users should get three different permissions. So I should apply the command called set FSCL. ACL this is -m means modify. Means I'm applying permission to user U1. U1 should get only read. So either you can write R or you can write 4. Anything you can do. Same thing I given you in the notes, the practical step file which I given to you. All these things have been mentioned. Please remember this. The file I shared. Today we are discussing practical for users over, group over, permissions over. Today I shown you this permission. I shown you owner to change. Now I'm applying the AC. Understood? Everything is there in the file. So please just understand the concept, then you can practice by seeing this file. Okay, going with the practical now. So read. Then next user. I want to give simultaneously three users three different permission. Again you have to write U colon next username colon. I want to give you to suppose read write. So either you can write read write or you can write what 6. So in ACL you can use the combination of alphabets or numbers or everything alphabet or everything number. Anything it will accept. Now I'm giving what read write. The last one is what U3. U3 nil permission. So numerically you can give 0, alphabetically hyphen. So now I'm using two alphabets. Now 3 1 as a number. Even I can change the permission for group. I already have one group called Linux. Now for Linux you want to give only, so suppose write permission. So write permission means you can give 2. Without reading they can write it. Yeah, another group comma G. U means user, G means group. At last you need to write the file name. So ACL is applied. How do you check ACL is applied or not? Get Get FACL, the file name. What is our file name? Red Hat. Now here, file is file name is Red Hat. Owner is root. Group owner is Linux. U1 got read permission. U2 read write. U3 Linux department user only write. So this is the way you can change it. How to check it? Log in with U1. You will get only read permission. You can only able to read. You cannot write. Cannot write anything. So once it writes, so verified. Yes. Next user. What is the next user? U2. He can read and write because the admin has given him what permission? First, let him read the file. He can able. One line is there. No, he can add one more line because he's having read write permission. See, can be written one more line. Now exit. Log in with the third user. What is the third user permission? No permission. Now he can't read, can't write. Read the file. Can't read. Can he append? Understood? Whereas who are the Linux department user? L1, L2 I added. Now log in with L1. They cannot read, but they can write because we given him what? They cannot read. They cannot read the file, but they can write it. So our file was having two lines, but they can add one more line. Both the user will be having same permission. L1 is having same permission L2 will have because they belong to same department. This user also cannot read the file, but can write the file. Now you check as admin those lines have been added or not. Clear? How do you check the ACL is applied on which file? You can see here. For every file you will get at the last dot, but here when you apply the ACL, the file permission will be ending with what? Plus symbol. This is very important. So this is how you will check on which file or folder ACL is applied. ULL. So on whichever file or folder ACL is applied, the permission will be ending with a special character plus symbol. This is how to know the ACL is applied. And if you want to remove the ACL for one user, you can use the same. Set FACL hyphen X, then colon. I want to remove the ACL for U1 user. Still it will be there for other user. So when I use the get FACL, U1 is not there. But when I give LL, still the plus symbol will be there. How to remove the ACL completely? Set FACL hyphen B. B means block completely the ACL. Now see here. Get FACL, nothing will be there. Now plus symbol will be gone. So all these things I have written in the notepad file which I shared with you. Yes, understood everyone? Did you understood this? What is bash means is something like a to replicate the open terminal, equivalent to opening the terminal. You write bash, it will update something like opening a new terminal. Yes, everybody. So with this, we are done with what? We are done with what? Permissions. Now, important thing I'll show you how to install the application. How to install the application. How to install the application in Linux, and that is called package manager. What is the topic name? Package management. Package management means what? Installing the, yes, you can give without reading the right permission. I given to the group. No, they can't read, but they can write. Why? You can rejoin after 2 minutes. Everybody want 2 minutes break. Only one person. Please tell me, everybody want 2 minutes break or only one person? If everybody agrees, I'll take 2 minutes break. Otherwise, we'll start with the package management. Bash is what? Bash is something like this. See, my system name is what? Localhost. Now I'm giving a host name something like new name. So my system name should be now Linux, but it is not represented. So when I open the new terminal, it will be shown Linux name as the system name. Now you can find Linux. So instead of opening the new terminal, I can just write here what? Bash. So it is equivalent to like opening the new terminal. Equivalent. You understood now bash? So now go to the next topic, package management. You want to check like that? The command what? Get SCL file name. The ACL, that's why it is not showing now. What permission is what permission is okay. Still, if you have doubt after the session, you can ask. We are getting late, so I need to show you what next topic. What is the next topic? Package management. So in Linux package means what? Collection of application. So if you want to install the application, collection of application, like in Windows, directly you will go to the setup file next. But in Linux, how the tools are the command through that you have to install the application. So in Linux, every vendor have their own extension. Like in Windows, the application ending with what extension dot exe. Whereas in the Linux, different vendors have their different extension. Like in Ubuntu or Debian, it will be what dot deb. But whereas in the Red Hat, all the application will be ending with what extension? Will be ending with what extension? Dot rp. Why it is like this? Because it has been designed by the Red Hat. So to install the application in Red Hat, which will be having the extension of .rpm, we have how many tools? Two tools. What are they? RPM and yum. First, we'll start with which tool? RP. RPM full form, Red Hat Package Manager. So in Red Hat, all the application will be having what format? Package extension what? .rpm. Because this has been developed by Red Hat Linux, and it is this .rpm is not used only in Red Hat, but also in some other flavors. Not all flavors, but some other flavors like CentOS, Fedora, SUSE. Using this RPM, we can do basically four things. What are those four things? We can install the application, we can upgrade the application, we can remove the application, and we can query. Query means what? Checking the application. Checking the application is installed or not, it is removed or not. That way we can check. Please take a snapshot of this. Yes, have you taken the snapshot of this? Okay, I'll go to the next slide now. So using RPM, we can do four things. Like basic, mainly four things, important things. We can install the new application, we can upgrade, we can remove, and we can check. Next one, all the application in Red Hat will be in this pattern or format. First will be the application name, next is version, next is what? Architecture. So here i386 means it's 32-bit. But in RHL 7.0, all application here you will find what? x86 underscore 64. x86 underscore 64 means it is a 64 architecture. And at the end, all the application in Red Hat will be ending with what extension? Dot .rpm. So to install the application which are having dot .rpm extension, have two tools, RPM and yum. So why they have two tools? Because in RPM, first they introduce RPM. In RPM, there is one drawback. What is the drawback? Let's suppose you are trying to install these applications, suppose bind. If this application is dependent on some other dependency, then it will not install that application. Then it will not install. It will show the names of the dependencies, so which you need to install manually, one by one. To try to install one dependency, it may show the name of the other dependency. So it will consume lot of time. Test your patience. So to overcome that drawback, they design one more tool that is called yum. So what is the main difference with the RPM and yum is both is be designed to install the application RPM extension. So RPM will not install the dependency. So unless until you don't install the dependency, the application won't get installed. So you have to install manually all those dependency, then you can install the application. But if you use the yum, then it will install the dependency automatically. So that is the difference between RPM and yum. RPM will not install the dependency. We have to install manually. But when we use the yum command, it will install the whatever dependency required for that application. It will install automatically along with the application. So which one is easier to use? Yum. But first they introduce RPM. So to overcome the drawback of RPM, they introduce what? They introduce what? Yum. So what is the drawback with the RPM? RPM will not install the dependency. To overcome this problem, they came up with what? Another tool called yum. Now I'm going for yum. So yum full form, I'll show you practically also, don't worry. So yum full form, here you can find yellow dog updater modifier. So with yum also we will do mainly four things. What we are doing with the RPM, same four things we can do with the yum also, like installing, updating, removing, checking the packet. But this yum is been introduced from which version? RHL 5 version. So if I'm using RHL 3 or 4, can I use the yum command? No. Now we are using RHL 7. So which command I can use? RPM or yum or both? Now in RHL 7, you can use RPM command or yum command or both. You can use both. So yum uses what? Repository. Repository means database. So using this database, RPM command will not able to, so yum uses what? Repository, that is database. So using this database, yum command will automatically install the dependency which RPM cannot do. So this is the fundamental difference between RPM and yum. So RPM will not install the dependency, whereas yum will install the dependency automatically. Yum will install the dependency automatically. So which one is easier to use? Actually yum. But to use the yum, prerequisite condition. What is that condition? When you are using the yum command, either you should have on your machine internet. If internet is not there, you should configure the yum server for your local network. So I'll show you before you use the yum command how to configure the yum server. So it's very simple. I'll show you how to configure yum. So please take this slide, the last slide for today. Then I'll show you the practical difference between RPM and yum. Both I'll show you. Okay. So please take it faster the snapshot. I'll show you the practical of RPM as well as yum. So have you taken everybody the snapshot so that I can go with the practical now? Okay. Okay. Thanks everyone. Going with the practical. So now, before you start the practical, you should be aware about I already given in the file how to configure DHCP server. But time is not there because we have only 7 days. Earlier it was 15 days. So I given you how to configure the server. But I'll show you before you configure any server how to install the application. So before you install the application, you should know how to assign the IP address. So how do you check your IP is there or not? You can use this command if config. What you can use? If config. So IP is not there in this machine. In Windows we'll use IP config. So how to assign the IP address? Two methods are there, same like Windows, static and dynamic. Dynamic means you have to configure the server. Which server? DHCP. But I want to assign before that static IP. So how to assign the static IP? First you give the if config. It will show the LAN card name. First line, first word will be your LAN card name. So I'm working on VM, so LAN card name will be this. Working on physical machine, it will be HG. So how to assign the IP address? If config, your LAN card name. Whatever LAN card is there, you can check. If config, first line, first word will be your LAN card name. In my case, it is ENO 16776636. Then give any IP address of your choice. Suppose I am giving this 2.168.0.9. It's class C IP. So automatically it will take the subnet. Now you check it. Got the IP with subnet mask along with the broadcaster. So this is how you will assign the IP. All these things are given in the file. No IP is there, but this IP is temporary. Temporary means this IP will be there as long as the session is on. Once you reboot the system, this IP will be lost. So if you want your IP to become permanent, you can use NMTI. Where NMTI full form is what? Network Manager Text User Interface. Open it, go to the edit, then using the tab, Your mouse will not work. This is a text command. Go to edit, then go to IP version 4. It is designed to take IP through DSCP, but we did not configure DSCP. So press enter on automatic, open the options, select manual, go to show, press enter on show, then add. Click on add. Now you give the IP. What IP you want to give it. 192.1.9. So here box is not there to give the subnetting. So this belongs to class C. Class C will have 3 networks. Means each bit contain 8 bit. 8 is a 24. So now if router is there, you give router IP. DNS is there, you give the DNS IP. Not having, so I'm leaving them. Going to what? Okay. Now edit. All these options are given you in the notes. Now your IP has become permanent after you start the service. So this is how will make your IP address. IP will be what? This IP. So this is how you will assign the IP address. Now our next task is what? Our next task is what? How to install the application. So first, we need to configure for for RPM. No need to configure, but for YAM we have to configure the YAM server. How to configure the YAM server? I'll show you. So before that YAM configuration server, I'll just show you with what RPM. For RPM, you need to get what the DVD on your desktop. How to get the DVD on desktop? You see, right click, go to your OS, right click, settings, go to your what CD DVD. So by default this will be unchecked. Once you uncheck, you will not find the DVD desktop. How to get the DVD on your desktop? First go to your OS, go to your what setting, go to the settings, then check here what, check these both boxes, and you should have the ISO image. Should have the ISO image. So I have the ISO image in D drive. I browse and select it. Then okay. Now you'll get the DVD on your desktop. Yes. Now I'm showing you first the RPA. So now you mount the DVD. Mount means accessing. So DVD will be there on SR0. Then you access that through storage devices is accessed through media. Now you go to the media, you will find the complete content of the DVD. So in that the vendor has created one folder. The folder name is packages where P is capital. You go inside the folder by using capital TD, going inside, then enter ls. All the packages will be there. Here. First will be what? Package name, next version, then the architecture. Here all the applications are what? 86_64 means it's 64 bit. And at the end the extension of all application here will be what? In Red Hat RPM. Now with RPM we are doing mainly 4 things: checking, installing, updating and removing. I'll show you one by one. All these things are there in the file. Here all these things whatever I'm saying, it's there in the file. Everything is mentioned. All things, everything. It was for 15 days, so I give the file of 15 days. Here everything I have written here. How to check the package, how to install, how to upgrade, how to remove, everything I have given. Before that, how I assign the IP address, everything is there. Don't worry about that. Now I'm showing you first how to check the application using RPM. So the command is rpm-q. Q means query. The application name. I can take one simple name like ZIP. So when I get the reply like this, application name with version, it means the application is already installed with my Genome desktop. Now to get the clarity, check one more application. Taking second last application, easy name. You can use any name. I'm going with easy name. So it is like this. It will show. When package is installed, you will get like that. When the package is not installed, you will get like this. Clear? Okay. Now I'll show you how to install the application with RPM. RPM hyphen I means install, V means verbose, H means hash. This is the vendor command. Now the application name. If you don't want to write its complete version architecture, just give star. Then if you want to install the application 100%, you can use the option called hyphen FN force. It is optional. If you don't give also, no problem. Hyphen FN force. But this is mandatory. RPM hyphen IVH space the application whichever you want to install. The application will get installed. Now you check it back. Previously it was showing package was not installed. Now it is installed. Now if you want to update it, simply one command, one letter you have to change. In place of I, you will come, but which you capital update. When you know how to install, you should also know how to remove the application. So for removing, just write what here. E stands for erase. Don't put the star while removing because you remove the dependency. Now check. Here, everybody understood this? So this is about the RPM. So now you might find, oh, RPM is such a nice command. Then why there is a need for yum? So I took the example of application which doesn't require any dependency. So in Linux, we have a server called Samba server, where it will do the sharing from Windows to Linux or Linux to Windows. So Samba server is configured by using an application called Samba. So you check that application is installed or not. RPM-Q application named Samba. So it is not installed. Now you try to install that application as you did earlier. RPM-IH then application name Samba star hyphen force. But it doesn't install, you see, because it requires dependency. Whereas the ZH was not require any dependency, so it has installed. So with the RPM command, it will show the names of the dependency. So you need to install this dependency by checking one by one all these. It will take a lot of time. So to overcome this problem, they design one more tool, that is YAM. But to use the YAM, we need internet. If internet is not there, you have to use YAM server. Now I'll show you how to configure the YAM server. So once you receive the recording, you can see any number of time. I'm going slowly only, but with the help of the recording again, you can see how to configure the YAMs. So for YAM server, already we got the DVD. So you have to modify one file because this file is set according to the internet. So if you don't have the internet, you give your local path. So how to give the path? This is the file. Please remember this file. YAM, it is called YAM server file. YAM dot, it is default file. So just write few letter and press the tab, it will come. Then this. For Red Hat, it will be Red Hat. For CentOS, it is CentOS. Other things are same. So this is our file, which we have to modify to make YAM server locally. Because in this file, the setting is given according to the internet, that we are converting to our local. So this file has to be modified. So please note this file. Take a snapshot. Again, when you see the recording, you can see any number of time. So now I'll go inside the file. So first paragraph is what? All hashes. So this is a program file. So you might be knowing the program file. If a line starts with hash means that line is disabled. That line will be not executed. So first paragraph you leave as it is. Second paragraph is you have to modify. It is very important. So in the second paragraph, come to the third line. It is starting with what? Mirror list. Time it will backup server. So I don't need that line. So what I should do? Come to the third line of the second paragraph. We are in command mode. You open that file with editor. We are doing the modification. So press DD. So that third line will be deleted. This line became the third line. So that line is started with what? Hash. This line is visible. So we need to make that line enable. How to make it? Just press on the hash what? Delete key. Now you come to here. HTTP. So the path is given for internet, but we don't have the internet. We want to use the YAM server locally. So now delete the complete line from the HTTP by using delete key. Like this, you delete the complete line. Come to the insert mode by pressing I. Now you write here file colon double forward slash. Now we mounted the DVD player on media. So this is the local path. Now this is the one line modification. Remaining things, second paragraph, keep as it. Third line you have to delete. Fourth line become your third. Make that line active by removing the hash. Then from HTTP you delete the complete line. In place of that your file is equal to colon double slash media it is. So it will become 3. So don't give 2. 2 forward slash is for path. Slash media is what? It is under the slash. Now the remaining paragraph you don't need. So you press escape. You go to the command mode. Come to the third line. You press some high number like 90D. Remaining paragraphs will be deleted. Now save this file. Shift colon W. If you want, you take a snapshot of this. You can hear this how many times you want to hear once you receive the recording. Okay. So I hope you understand how to make your YUM server. Now you can install this application. By using YUM. So can I go now? Show you the YUM. Okay, thanks. Now, YUM, you don't have to be inside packages. You can do this practical from any location. For RPM, you have to be inside the package. Now, how do you check YUM is working or not? So with YUM also we will do 4 things. Checking, installing, updating and removing. So RPM is Samba application is not installed. With RPM this you will check like this. But with YUM you will check like this. YUM list the application name. So you have to see the last line, last word. So if at the rate is not coming in the last line, last word means the application is not installed. So this is the logic. I have written this in the notes which I give. See the last line, last word. If it is only base means that application is not installed. If you are getting the at the rate means the application is installed. Okay. Now, this application Samba is not installed. So how to check? YUM list. The logic is install it. How to install? Install the application name. What is the application name? Samba. You just give star. So once you press enter, it will go to that file which you have modified. Now that is a database file, means all folders it will be there. So it will search whatever dependencies require, it will install that automatically. So I'm giving here confirmation. -y means yes, you do it. You do the middle. Will ask your confirmation. Can give confirmation in the middle or initially. I given in. It went to that file. Now it is checking all the dependencies, whatever required for the Samba application. So it is reinstalling. The application got installed along with the dependency. So it is so easy. So if I'm using RPM, I can do it, but I need to do manual. So I hope now you understood what is the difference between RPM and now you check YUM list at the rate will come. So I shown you how to check the application using RPM. Now I shown you how to install the application using YUM. Now I'll show you how to update it. Update, you can write update or upgrade application, but it will not upgrade it because just now whatever application we had in our database that only we installed. The upgrade version is not available. It shows like this. Last thing, if you know how to install, you should know also how to remove. So with YUM, how do you remove? YUM remove application name. Don't give the star because it will depend. -y. If you don't give -y, it will stop in the middle. It will ask like this. As remove. Now you can check with what? At the rate 1. So using this, install the application. So I hope you understood this, everybody. Now you can install the application. So I given you lots of servers. You can practice it through that file. So whatever is possible in this 1 week, I tried my level to give the information. Still, if you have any doubts, you have my email ID. You can send me any queries. with this, we have done with our course. So thanks everyone, each one of you for your cooperation. It was my pleasure taking you session because the way you practice the answers was very good. So I hope that you also got at least something benefit from taking this session. I tried whatever I know a little bit. I tried level best to pass on the information. Okay. Is there any doubt regarding today's session? So that's it for today. Once again, I'm okay. Want to see the yum slide? Deleted. Just a minute. So before everybody goes off, once again, I thank you everybody, and I pray to the God you stay safe, family, all relatives stay safe. Thanks everybody for your cooperation. It was pleasure taking slides, taking session. It was very pleasant experience for me. Okay, just wait a minute. I'll show you the M server. So God bless you all. All of you have a good career. Thank you everyone. Those who can want to leave the session, leave. Others, whatever doubts you have, you can continue. Thanks everybody once again. Somebody requested me for a yum slide. I'll show you that. Yeah. Now somebody is asking me. Yes, today is the last class. Somebody was asking me regularly something like control panel, something like I didn't get what he's trying to ask. Linux interface, which is control panel options. Means, you are saying my desktop. I'll show you. I'll show you. Just those who need this slide, please take it. Okay, take it. Have you taken it? Just take a snapshot. Yes. I'm going to the, like somebody was asking how to get the desktops. Just once you open the terminal, log in with the user, you'll get. When you open this, something like your all icons will. This is graphic. Okay. Any other doubt? So tomorrow you'll not have any class. Next batch will be starting from tomorrow. If you have any queries, you can contact me on your Yes, CCNA batch will start if you have CCNA or what, as per your schedules. CCNA is there or MC. I think CCNA will start on 30. Just better contact our Priya. Yes, you can copy, same, copy paste. In the and from one machine to another machine means it should be communicating. Or directly if it is communicating, you can copy and paste graphically. But communication should be there. Both machines should be connected. Both should have the IP address. Okay? Yes, you have. What is your doubt? You can communicate. You can copy the data. There is a command called SCRP, secure copy. Then first, which data you want to copy? The other machine. But that has to be a pen drive. Also, you can do. First, you copy the pen drive data in one folder. Then that you can copy with the secure copy (SCP). But both machines should be communicating with each other. Otherwise, it will not. So both machines first should have the IP address belonging to same network. Physical connectivity, logical. Then you can copy it by using SCP command. Location as per your designation, destination. You can use, but it will take more time for this. Both options are there. When you go through the command, it will be done much faster.